Governor Cuomo resigned amid a sexual harassment scandal where he was accused of sexual harassment by multiple women, and after a lengthy governorship, resigns in disgrace. Now, a few years later, he's hoping voters forgot what happened. He says he's the leader to address New York City's pressing problems of crime, homelessness, and housing inaffordability. In his campaign announcement, Cuomo acknowledges that he had past mistakes, and he emphasized his commitment to effective leadership. He is the frontrunner, despite the fact that there are many people running, including the incumbent Mayor Eric Adams, who is, of course, under indictment, who had his indictment reversed by the Trump administration, and who is under a ton of legal, political, and ethical controversy. Let's talk about Cuomo's legacy, and let's start with the good. From 2011 to 2021, Andrew Cuomo led New York State. He was particularly famous late in his governorship for his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic and his leadership and online town halls with regards to the pandemic. He legalized same-sex marriage in 2011, where New York State became the largest state at the time to legalize same-sex marriage, obviously before it was nationalized. He led infrastructure projects like the reconstruction of LaGuardia and JFK airports, the opening of Moynihan Train Hall, the expansion of the Second Avenue subway, the rebuilding of two bridges. Following the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in 2013, he passed the New York SAFE Act, which was considered one of the strictest gun control laws in the country. He increased the minimum wage to $15 an hour, which improved the standard of living among low-wage workers. He expanded health care under Medicaid for about 1 million New Yorkers under the Affordable Care Act. Obviously, he governed for so long, there's a lot of things that he accomplished, but those are a few of them. Some of the criticisms of him, obviously the number one was the one that that led to his political downfall. In 2021, multiple women accused him of sexual harassment, leading to investigation by the New York State Attorney General's office, which concluded that he, in fact, sexually harassed multiple women, and then he resigned after everyone called for his resignation. He also had controversy during the COVID-19 pandemic when his office underreported the number of deaths from nursing homes. So people who died from nursing homes that went to hospitals, they counted as hospital deaths instead of nursing home deaths. And there was a whole cover-up that happened. And the state attorney general's report said that it could be up to 50% of the deaths that occurred in nursing homes were counted as hospital deaths. His leadership style was fiercely controversial. He was aggressive and domineering, and a lot of people consider that as bullying. It's also one of the reasons why he was so effective. That's what he claims. But a lot of people said that he created a hostile work environment and he strained a lot of relationships. There was a lot of controversy on the Moreland Commission. The Moreland Commission in 2013 was established to investigate public corruption. In 2014, Cuomo actually ends the Moreland Commission, and a lot of critics think that's because it started looking into political allies of him, probing into their potential corruption. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Andrew Cuomo wrote a book about his leadership abilities. He secured a $5 million book deal. He personally pocketed the money instead of his office taking the money. And a lot of people felt like he was profiting off of the pandemic. So Cuomo's entry intensifies this mayoral race. And there's been a lot of reactions, both in favor of him and against him. The Democratic primary is June 24th. It's a ranked choice voting system like we had last mayoral race. There are a lot of other people who have declared. You have the city comptroller, Brad Lander. You have the former comptroller, Scott Stringer, a bunch of state senators, state assembly people, former politicians. Others might jump into the race. There's rumors that the speaker, Adrian Adams, the city council speaker, Adrian Adams, might enter the race. And that's just on the Democratic side. But most likely, whoever wins the Democratic side will become the next mayor. As the campaign progresses, voters need to weigh Cuomo's experience and policy proposals against his past controversies to determine whether he's the right leader to lead New York City during this important time.